What up, y'all? So, I just wanted to hop on today and give a quick word. A very quick word, just letting y'all know and to be encouraged that there are things that's going to stand in your way. There are people that's not going to be on your side. There are things that you're not going to always understand that the Lord is doing in your life. But guess what? He has a bigger plan. Okay, he has a bigger plan. Much like our brother Joseph, y'all. Do y'all know his story? His brothers sold him into slavery. His own brothers sold him into slavery, told their father that his son was eaten by an animal. They came up with a plan to sell their own brother, and not only sell him, but come home and tell their father that he was eaten by an animal. So Joseph has this long life of what seems to be misery. You know, what seems to be misery. Pharaoh said, okay, I'm going to take this guy in. He takes him in. He ends up being like this top-notch guy for Pharaoh, like his right hand, right? So he's thinking, you know, life is good, everything's good, everything's going better than it usually was. And then, because he would not sleep with Pharaoh's wife, his own wife came to Joseph and said, listen, you trying to do this or what? Just like that, you know? And he was like, nah, no, that's not me. That ain't what you, no, do you know who I work for? Are you, that's not my character. So because it wasn't his character, she gave him a new character. She created this image that he wasn't and said he raped her. Sounds like things that go on today. So after she said he raped me, he was thrown into prison. Thrown into prison for a crime he never even committed. He didn't commit the crime, y'all. But he had to go serve time. He had to go be by himself. He was in solitude by himself. And once he allowed, you know, once the Lord allowed all this to happen, yeah, I said allowed it to happen. Because here's the thing. The devil has a leash that he's on. He can only do as much as the Lord allows. So the Lord may allow some things to happen to us. He may allow some things to happen to us so he then can get the glory, the benefit out of the things that happened. Therefore, if you see things happening to you, those things are to benefit you at the same time. The most terrible things that could ever happen to you, the Lord knew that it would happen, but he knew that he was going to work it out for your good. For your good. For your good. So, for Joseph, the whole time, the Lord knew that he was literally pushing him closer and closer and closer to his destiny. But in order to get to his destiny, he had to go serve some time for something that he never even did. How many of us have been accused of things that we have never even done? I never did that, but they called you this. I never did that either, but they called you that. Or maybe you did do it. Maybe you did do it. But who's to say that they can cast the judgment on you for doing anything, right? So, needless to say, Joseph is in prison, and Joseph has a gift. That's the part I left out. Joseph has a gift. He has this incredible gift that God gave him, and the gift is he can interpret dreams. He has dreams, and he can interpret them actual factual. He knows what's going on, and God's given him this gift. So now he's going to be used in some type of way, correct? Yes, he's going to be used. So although he seems to be in the pit, although he seems to be stuck in a place that he will never be used, he ends up being used. So there is a prisoner that gets out before him. And this prisoner gets out before him. And once he's out, Joseph is like, all I want you to do is don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. So one day, Pharaoh is having dreams. He is having these dreams, and it's just getting bad for him. So he doesn't understand. So he needs somebody. He needs someone. And this gentleman remembers, oh yeah, there was this guy in prison with me. He knows how to interpret those dreams. Maybe you should talk to him. Maybe you should go talk to him. Maybe you should go talk to him. So, Joseph is taken from prison. Joseph is taken from prison to the palace, y'all. I know y'all have heard this story before. He is literally taken from the bottom, from the very bottoms to the top. Joseph is taken from rags to riches. Joseph is literally the rags to riches story. These are where we get these stories at. But the enemy has perversed them to be about money and be about the world and the world's successes. You can go out here and get as successful as you would like. But if you do not know Jesus Christ, if you do not have a relationship with God, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter how successful you get. It doesn't even matter. So the deepest and best success is when you have that relationship, right? So Joseph is taken from the prison for not doing a crime at all to the palace. He is clothed again. He is back in business, y'all. He is back. He is back on top. And guess what? He has some leeway. He has a voice. Because there's a famine happening where his brothers are. There is a famine happening where his father is. There's this famine coming. And the only place that has enough surplus is the very place that Joseph has been appointed to. That very place. That very place that Joseph was appointed to. Sometimes we are not, what's the words I want to use? Holy Spirit, help me. Sometimes we're not viewed to be the person that God has created us to be in our own land. Sometimes people there don't see you in the right manner. Sometimes people there do not understand you. So God will take you and plant you somewhere else, even if the journey in between the planting process was a little uncomfortable. You just had to keep going and doing it. So Joseph ends up in prison, still speaking on Jesus' name, still interpreting dreams, still loving God, still having the relationship in the prison, in the very place he didn't do anything. But because of that, because he still kept his eye on who has given him life, who has carried him through this whole time, he still kept his eye on that. So God said, you know what, I already have this in plan. So now he's been uprooted from the prison, put in the palace, and now he has some authority. He has some authority. So let's just jump a little bit ahead. His brothers basically are in need of him. His brothers are in need. And he doesn't say, you know what, I don't want to help them. I'm going to help them. And at the right time, I'm going to tell them who I am. And that's exactly how it went. He helped them, and he told them at the right time who he was, but he did it in a solitary place. So Sometimes we go through these battles. Sometimes we go through the journey. Sometimes it looks like God is not even there. Sometimes you're just like, but God. I don't know about your relationship with God, but let me tell you mine. I'm like, Dad, Pops, what? Abba, what are you doing? It looks like you're not doing nothing down here. My situation's looking a little iffy. What's going on? But in the background, he has something so amazing happening for you. Because much like Joseph, when we are feeling like we are in that prison, when we feel like, what is going on? God, I'm doing what you told me to do. I'm walking in the way that you told me to walk. This doesn't look like what I pictured it to look like. But you got to think about who we are dealing with. God ain't supposed to be understood. You're supposed to just understand the assignment, to just go do it. He has his own way of doing things. His mind is greater than ours, y'all. His mind is so much greater than ours. So how dare we feel like we can understand the depths of his mind? He created us, but our minds are not the same. We're in the image of him, but our minds are just not the same. There are things we are supposed to look like in ourselves, to look like Christ, but not mind-wise. We're not going to catch up, y'all. He's already ahead of us. He already wrote this thing out. We're just walking it out, right? He already knew what was going to happen. He allowed it to happen for your good, for your good, for your good, for your good. Because there are so many things that the enemy tries to tell you, but God let you go through that. Where was your God? Where was your God? Wait a minute. You're on a leash, Satan. He allowed this to happen. He allowed it to happen. My Father's coming for me. My Father's coming for me. I'm in prison right now. My Father's coming for me. I traded my will for his. My Father's coming for me. Joseph did not deny the Lord. Joseph did not get in there and say, you know what, forget him. He let me get here. No. Joseph was like, no, I'm still going to do the same routine. I'm still going to carry on. And that is what he did. So much like our own situations, those times where you feel like you are in prison, carry on. Carry on. Carry on. I heard that in my spirit. Carry on. The plan has not changed. Carry on. You just got a little bump in the road. That plan just got a little uncomfortable. You thought it was supposed to be all comfort. No. That's not how that thing goes, y'all. It doesn't always require comfort. The uncomfort is what leads you back to Christ and says, oh God, I need you. Father, I need you. Our Father wants to know that you need him. Because if you can go out here and do this thing by yourself, what good is he? You can't do this thing on your own. It is hard to do anything on your own. We talk about making teams and building this and building that. No. The only team you need is you and the good Lord. That is your team. He's all the mates you need. All the teammates. All of them. All of them. All of them. He is your friend. He is your father. He is your team. Okay? He is your team. So, needless to say, you might be put in some situations where it looked like it was going to go this way, but it went that way. But just stay on the straight and narrow. He's making every crooked line straight, y'all. He's making every crooked line straight. Everything that looked like it was going to be for the worst is actually for your good. So let's carry on. Carry on. Get to your scheduled program. Do not stop. Do not stop. Do not stop in the process. Do not stop in the process. This has not been denied. You have not been denied. You just have to keep going. You have to make sure you keep going, because you could go from prison to the palace. You could go from prison to the palace at any given moment. You do not know when. You do not know the time nor the hour when God will flip the switch on you. You don't. So you always have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, y'all. It's as simple as that. Joseph stayed ready. He was in prison, did not know how this thing was going to go, but he stayed ready by having his eyes on God. He had a direct relationship. That is his father. That is his father. When you have that direct relationship with God, you just be like, Father, Dad, Pops, whatever you feel comfortable calling him. But understand this, he is truly your dad. He is truly your pops. He is truly your Abba. He is truly Yeshua. He is truly everything he said he is. So what makes you feel like you cannot have what he said you can have? The enemy will try to stop you before you get to the promise. The enemy will try to stop you before you get to the promise. You just have to keep moving. From rags to riches, y'all. From prison to palace, that easy, in an instant, in an instant, in an instant. The Lord is doing something in your life. Allow him to do it. Allow him to take you from the prison. And the prison could be anything. The prison could be your mind. The prison could be the situation with your boyfriend. The prison could be the situation with your girlfriend. The prison could be the situation with you and your parents. The prison could be anything. The prison could be the hometown you still living in. The Lord's trying to tell you to go. The prison could be, okay, you move from hometown to the next city over, but I want you to get up out of here. I want you to go. I'm taking you. Allow me to take you to the next level. I'm not promising you that it's going to be completely easy in the transition. I'm not promising you that. But what I am promising you is if you just allow me to take you from here to there, I am going to do it. Allow me. Allow me. Follow me. You want to be everybody else's follower? Follow God. Follow your Father. Follow him in his footsteps. Be his follower. Like his status. Do that. Because listen, that is the only one that can take you from prison to palace in an instant. So I'm asking you today, if you feel like you are in prison and you are not in a place of the palace just yet, I dare you. I dare you to talk to the Lord. I dare you to surrender it all over to him so you can therefore go from prison to palace. God wants to readjust some things in your life, but you have to allow him. Jesus Christ is a gentleman. You have your own free will. I say this all the time. You have your own free will. He is not going to come do anything without your permission. So I ask you today, open the door to him. Allow him to come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I got a seat for you. I got a seat for you. Come on in. I'm ready for my life-changing moments. I'm ready for the uncomfort. I'm ready. I'm getting ready so I don't have to even prepare. Let's go, y'all. You got this. You got this. The enemy may be, y'all, I'm sorry. The enemy was like, I don't want you to say that. The enemy, the enemy may be trying to stop you in the moment. He may be feeding you all types of lies when God is saying, yo, I just need you to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. I'm doing this for you. Give it to me. I want to change it for you. I'm tired of seeing you struggle myself. Give it to me. Give it to me. That relationship, give it to me. You might not be strong enough to leave it. Give it to me. Okay. You might not be strong enough to leave your family behind. Give it to me. I'll give you the strength. I'll give you the wisdom. I'll give you the knowledge. Just ask. And it's already done. Allow me to work in your life. Allow me to work in your life so it can get done. I will do it for you. Just walk with me. Walk with me. Develop the relationship with me. Get in your secret place. He wants to tell you the next plan. Get in your secret place. Y'all, it's on you. The ball is in your court. Either you gonna let that ball sit or you gonna get the dribbling. What you gonna do? All right, y'all. It's been real. I just want y'all to know. Walk in worth today. Be kind to somebody else today. Give somebody that God love today. And y'all know what I'm gonna say. Just get to it. Get to it. Get to it. You got this. I dare you. I dare you. Get to it. All right, y'all. It's been real. Peace.